Hello, fraction experts. Mr. Carter here, ready to do Homelink 3.3. Please put your name on this if you haven't yet already, and let's begin. So they're asking you to use this number line here to help you answer the following questions. So I have a straight edge, because it's a ruler here that's going to help me solve these problems. So they're asking you to fill in the blank with an equal sign or a not equal sign. That's just an equal sign with a slash through it. So 1a is asking you 2/3, compare that to 1/3. If you're looking at the number line here, we don't need our ruler for this one because they're both thirds. So 2/3 is bigger than 1/3, so they are not equal. Looking at this one, 2/6 and 1/3. So I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to find 2/6 here, and see if it lines up with 1/3. And it sure does, because 1/3's up here and 2/6 are here, and they line up. That tells us that they are equal. When they line up like that, that means they're equivalent fractions. Now we're going to compare 2/6, so again that 2/6 with 2/5. So you can kind of eyeball it and see, you don't necessarily need the ruler, but 2/6 does not line up with 2/5, and if you want to check, you can see clearly here that 2/6 and 2/5 do not line up. So those are not equal. Let's take a look at 1/5 and compare that to 1/10. So we have 1/5 over here on our fifth line, and 1/10. And the tenths down here. So 2/10 down here. So I see that 1/5 and 2/10 do line up when I put my straight edge there. So they are equal. So last one for number 1 is 2/12 and 1/6. So I'm going to look here at my 2/12 and try to see if it lines up with 1/6. And 1/6 is right up here, and 2/12 is here, and they do line up. So that makes them equal. Alright, so coming down here, now they're asking you to fill in the missing numbers. So they're giving you a fraction here, and they're asking you to solve it, or to figure out how many tenths in this case it equals. So if I go to 1/5, and I put my ruler straight up and down, and I go down to my tenths line, I'm seeing that it is 2/10. And you also saw up here that we had this, so it's the same problem up here, 1/5 and 2/10, so we know that they're equal. All right, let's look at 4/12. So again, I'm going to my 12th line, and I'm going to see if it lines up with what third does it line up with. So I'm seeing here that 4/12, if I go all the way up here to my third line, it is equal to 1/3. So you're going to put a 1 on top of that 3. All right, 5/10. And we're going to line it up with, we're going to look for something in our halves. And right here in our half line, 5/10 does equal 1/2. All right, go ahead and try to do D and E on your own and see how you do with those. And I'll check in with you tomorrow when we go over the homework. All right, let's go down here to number 3. Circle the number of sentences that are not true. So you want to find the one that is not true. It's important to read those directions because otherwise you might have missed that. Okay, so I am looking here. It's looking for 3/12 and 1/4. And we're going to again use our number line to see if those are equal. So 3/12 and 1/4. Do we have a fourth line up here? No, we do not. So we're going to have to do some multiplication to figure that out. So I don't want to get too much into multiplication today because we're going to talk more about that in tomorrow's lesson 3-4 and how to multiply to get equivalent fractions. But basically what you have to do to see if they're equal is whatever you multiply the top number by. So if I put 3/12 here, I'm going to make it bigger for you to see. And So if I take 3/12, and I'll put 1/4 over here. When you're comparing fractions and you multiply, whatever you can multiply to find equivalent fractions. So I'm going to ask myself, 4 times what will get you 12? Well, I know that 4 times 3, sorry, let me put that over here. 4 times 3 equals 12. So whatever I do to the bottom, I got to do to the top, and whatever I do to the top, I got to do to the bottom. It's kind of a little saying we have. So since I multiplied this 4 times 3, I'm going to have to multiply the top number, which is the numerator here, by 3. So 1 times 3 equals 3. So since we're able to go 1 times 3 is 3 and 4 times 3 equals 12, these are equal. So that makes this sentence true. So we're not going to circle it because this one's correct. Alright, so for the rest of them, you're able to use your number line up here to solve those. So I want you to go ahead and try to find, I'll give you a hint, there are 3 that are not true. So out of A, B, C, D, and E, there are 3 that are not true. So, and we know that this one is true. So that narrows it down. So for B, C, D, and E, out of those 4, there are 3 that are not true. All right, so the bottom here, it's a review of addition and subtraction. So I'm going to transfer my numbers over onto another paper and stack my numbers. And I'm going to do numbers 4 and 6 with you, and I'm going to have you do 5 and 7 on your own. So I'm going to do one addition problem and one subtraction problem with you. All right, so 8 plus 7 is 16, so carry the 1. 8 plus 1 is 9, 9 plus 5 is 14, carry the 1. 9 plus 1, I like that, that makes 10, and plus 6 is 16, don't forget your comma. So the answer for this one is 1,646. So I'll go ahead and transfer my answer here, 1,646. Alright, so I'm going to do 6 with you. So it's a subtraction problem, so we need to 7 take away 8. You are unable to do that. So we've got to trade from our 10s, make that a 7. We're going to add our 10 ones that we just got, the 7 that we already have, to make it 17. 17 take away 8 is 9. 7 take away 9, we're not able to do that, so again we've got to trade from our hundreds place. So we're going to make that a 7. We're going to add our 10 tens to the 7 tens that we already have to make that 17. 17 take away 9 is 8. 7 take away 5, we are able to do that. That gives us 2. 5 take away 3 is also 2. So our answer is 2,289. Go ahead and transfer that answer over, 2,289. And that's it. I'm going to have you do 5 and 7 on your own. If you have questions, you're always welcome to come and see me. Hope this was helpful. Take care.